All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to graph a system of equations using t-tables, and a t-chart, right? T-table is where you collect ordered pairs, and all you need is two ordered pairs, which would be 2 points, graph them on the coordinate plane, and you get your line. And you do that with the other equation also, and you see where they intersect, be one solution, or you see if they're parallel, if they're the same line, there'd be no solution. Or if they end up being the same line, there'd be an infinite number of solutions. So here we go. So here's our system. We're going to take the first equation, we're going to take a look at it and fill in this t-chart right here. And they already have x is 0, so when x is 0, you put a 0 in, substitute in for the x. 0 times negative 1/4 is 0, 0 plus 2 is 2. So y equals 2, so you put it 2 right in here. So I got to type that in. All right, so my first ordered pair, when x is 0, y is a 2. The second ordered pair, they have already put in a 0 for the y, so I got to put a 0 in where the y is, and I'm going to move the work over here. So 0 equals negative 1/4 x plus 2. So I got to solve that equation and get x by itself. So I'll subtract 2 on both sides. Equals negative 1/4 x. Now to get x by itself now, I want to divide by negative 1/4, but better than that, I don't want to divide by a fraction if I can avoid it. And remember, dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. And the reciprocal of negative 1/4 would be a negative 4. So I'm going to multiply that side by negative 4. I'm going to multiply the other side by negative 4. Reciprocals, they cancel out. They become 1. And 1 times x is x. And negative 4 times negative 2 is a positive 8. So that 8 would go in here. Okay, so I have my first t-chart filled in with 2 ordered pairs. Now I go to my second equation. That's already copied down here. And they being GMM, has already put in a 0 for the x. So when I substitute that in for the x, 0 here, 0 plus y is y. So y has to equal 5. So I'm going to put a 5 right in there. And now for the second ordered pair, where y is 0, so you put a 0 in where the y is, and x plus 0 is x, so that means x would equal 5. So you're going to put that right in there. Now what we're supposed to do next is hit the green check mark to make sure you have your t-charts filled in. So hit the green check, and it says submit ignored. First correctly answer prior questions. So you know what I need to do here? Let me clear off all of those things so you can read it. Did you forget to submit one? I should have checked the first t-chart. I think that's what I need to do. So let me tap got it. Let me tap got it here. All right. So back to this t-chart. So let's check that one. So I need to check that one first. All right. It turns green, gives me a green box. It gives me a thumbs up. Then I go to the second one. I fill that in. So I should have just checked the first one at a time. Because if I goofed up the first t-chart, I want to stay there until I get the ordered pairs right before I move on. All right, so I have both t-charts filled in. Each t-chart has ordered pairs. So let's just talk about what that means. So reminder, I have 2 ordered pairs from this t-chart, and I have 2 ordered pairs from this t-chart here. Now you don't have to recopy these. I'm just showing these to you just to make sure you understand and how to see the ordered pairs in the t-charts, which I'm pretty sure you do, but just to double check. Now I'm going to graph each one of those. I'll start with the ordered pairs here. I'm going to graph each point. Make sure that the menu is to a line, and make sure they're solid lines. So let's grab my pointer here. I need 0 to x is 0, y is 2. That's the first ordered pair. And 8, 0. X is 8, y is 0. Puts in my line for the first equation. I'm going to hit the green check. And I'm going to go to my second t-chart, those 2 ordered pairs. So I need a 0 x is 0, y is 5. And then 5, 0. X is 5, y is 0. Okay? And I'm going to hit check on that one. Now before we go on, I'm going to hit this check here to make sure my graphing is correct. But notice I got a red dot. So that means I graphed one of these incorrectly. And I see that I should have graphed 0, 5. This ordered pair here should be here. So I need to hit the trash can. And I'm going to start that over again here. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to regraph. So to regraph, I have my 0, 2. So I need my 0, 2 in the first, and then x0 in the first t-chart. All right, there's my first line. And then I need my second line. I go to this 0, 5. This one I better get right this time. 0, 5. Some of you are probably watching the video going, no! This time you're going, yes, that's correct. And then the 5, 0 point. And hit the green check mark. Now I have the graph correctly. Asked to find the system solution. And the solution of the system is the ordered pair where the two lines intersect. So what ordered pair is that? Well, x is 4 and y is 1. And if I was to substitute, grabbing the wrong thing here, if I was to substitute 4, 1 into both equations, that ordered pair would make this equation true. 4 plus 1 is 5. If I put a 4 in for x times negative 1/4, I get negative 1. Negative 1 plus 2 is a positive 1. Y would be 1. It works for both. So a solution has to work for both. Keep drawing on this. For both equations. So both lines have to include that ordered pair. So it's where the lines intersect. So I'm going to tap in the box here and enter 4, 1. So I'm going to put some parentheses, type in a 4, a comma, and a 1. All right, let's try another one. Okay, I have a system of equations. The first equation is here. Let's fill in the t-chart. So x is 0. Put a 0 where the x is. That whole thing's a 0. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. So in that box goes a negative 4. So I have my first ordered pair. Now I'm supposed to put in a 4 for the x. So let me erase what I have here. And I'm going to put a 4 where the x is. Negative 1/4 times 4 ends up being a negative 1. And negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. So I'm going to put that answer right in here. So negative 5 will go in here. Hit the green check, and I did it correctly, so it gives me a green box. So let me eliminate the work for that equation, and let's do the second equation t-chart. So here's the second equation. They told me to use 0 for x, so I put a 0 where the x is. The opposite of 0 is 0. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. So negative 4 is right there. Now I put in a 0 for the y, so I'm going to erase my work here. And I'm going to put in a 0 where the y is this time. So here's my equation. I'll write it off to the side. 0 is equal to the opposite of x minus 4. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. I get 4 equals the opposite of x. So this is like negative 1x, so I divide by negative 1. I get 4 divided by negative 1 is a negative 4. I get an x here, so my x has to be a negative 4. So I tap that in there. Let's see. Negative 4 is there. Hit the green check. Good. So it turned green. So I know I have the correct ordered pairs. So let me slide this up. Let's do some graphing. Let's graph the first ordered pairs from the first t-chart. So 0, -4. X is 0, y is -4. I'm pretty sure I did that right. So x is 4, y is -5 is next. So x is 4, y is -5 is here. So there's my first equation line. Go to my next t-chart. Let's graph that. Those two ordered pairs. 0, -4. So it's right there. And then -4, 0 is here. Draws the line. I'm going to hit the check to see if I graphed them correctly. And I have my dot here. I have my green dot showed up. So I know that's correct. So I have to see where they intersect. And they both intersect. As you can see, this point right here, which was 0, -4. So I would then tap that in down below. Now keep in mind, when you're graphing, you might get one solution, but you also might, if the lines are parallel to each other, there'd be no solutions. And down here at the bottom, there is a choice. If there's no solution, you would tap that button there. But if you graph the lines and they end up being the exact same line, that every point of one works for the other, you would tap infinite points. So let's see how we did. All right, so good luck with those.